So we're back on the road again, we're down, well, I can't tell you where we are because it's another one that we can't say anything, but we thought we'd do a quick YouTube video inside. We've finished here now, we've got it signed off by the construction engineer, so I thought we'd come down and have a look and see what the lads have been up to on this one. Basically this is 15th century timber frame building, 3 stories. It's not, this section is not that big, but there is an extension on the rear of the building, and that's where all the problems have been happening. Basically we've got subsidence on one corner, and what that's been doing is it's been dragging the whole of the timber frame building down, and it's only like any settlement over time, very minor, but this has been noticed now, and the building is starting to list. So what we've been doing is we've been putting in a load of structural stabilization methods, if you will, to kind of show the building and show the subsidence as well. So we'll have a quick look around and we'll see what we've been up to. This basically is the building we've been working on, this room in here. You can see the footprint of this. So what we've tried to do is on the far wall, furthest away from the subsidence, you can see here we've put in these raking props that run up to the braces on the timber frame building there. And what we're trying to do with these is to stop that listing of the building. We've dug the floor out. Actually, underneath these flags we found, we were expecting to find just earth and dirt, but someone's been here before, and there's actually a concrete sub-base in this building, which probably isn't helping matters with moisture down at ground level and the wall plates. So what we ended up doing is we drilled these timbers, cut these timbers on a chamfer, and we've actually put some concrete screws into the concrete and then secured these in and just backfilled up against these flags with a bit of sand and cement. But these props are now just showing up this at ground level. So we put 3 in here and we just fixed them to the ground, fixed them into the braces as well. So that's that bit. It's fairly straightforward. And then this bit now that we're going into is going to be, this is the extension, and this is where the subsidence has been taking place. So what we've done in here, might be a bit dark, but we'll try his best. What we've done in here is we've put some big soldier props in. These are the standard acros that you can get, but these, because it's a 3-story building, these little acros are nowhere near big enough to take the weight of what we're trying to support, which is basically all this corner of the building. We've got this one in here because if you just see up here, we've got this beam that's actually come out of the joint there. These big soldier props that we've put in, we've actually put some coach bolts into the beams, and we've put some spreader pads down on the ground below, because when we've excavated around this area, the ground's not too good. So we needed to spread the load into a fairly large area. So we've got, we managed to find locally some oak sleepers. So what we've done is we've buried them in the ground, and then we've just chopped out them with the sleepers as well. And that's what these soldiers are sat on. So we've got one on this huge beam that runs horizontally through the building, and this is the post that we actually dug out of the ground, which you can see is just all rotting off at the bottom. So basically the posts were just into the ground. There wasn't even any foundation stones or anything underneath it. The posts were just dug into the dirt, and I think with the ground being very sandy, that's, it's only a matter of time. There's no sole plate as well. I'd have thought that these would have been on a sole plate, but I think in the past someone's messed around with this building and altered it to what it was, and now, you know, this must have been 60, 70 years ago, and then this listing has been occurring ever since. So what we've also done is we've chopped these timbers off now on the posts, and we've put some steel work in. This steel work is basically 2 I-beams, and what we've done, we did a YouTube video actually on the little props that we made. We chopped the ends off and we re-welded on some new top and bottom plates that we had laser cut. So then props are actually in this job now, and they're holding up these I-beams, and we've got 4 beams and 8 props on this, and basically what we had to do is we had to cut away half of the timber post, put one I-beam in, 2 sets of props, because we needed to maintain weight, you know, because all this building is loaded. So we did one off, chopped away that, put the steels in, and then we chopped away the other side, put the steel and prop in on that side as well, and that's how we managed to get the props in. And again, they're on big spreader plates. And here you can see what we've done. We've basically chopped the post off here, and they're the 2 I-beams that go in. And then down below, we're onto the little strut props that are now supporting that. So we've got 4 props on that, 2 I-beams. And as you can see from his last YouTube video where the plates are working now, we've got the bolts going through the I-beams, and there we've bolted them through into the oak spreader beam as well that we've got on the floor. And so that's taking that prop, and then also we've got another one that's boxed in now, we can't really see it, but this other corner post there was subsiding as well. So what we've done, that's exactly the same situation. We have basically just cut half the post out and then put them steels and props in. So what we've done, like I was saying, you've just seen them props down there. These soldiers now, we've just explained, we've got this one that's picking up this big horizontal beam that runs through the building, and then what we've done is we wanted to capture this first floor beam as well. So we've got some I-beams, they run actually through the wall, pick up the timber. We've got 2 of them in, and then on the outside of the building we've also got 2 big soldier props as well. And same again, we put big spreader plates down, and all this is clamped together with scaffolding to kind of stop any movement within the props, you know, so we don't get any kind of lateral restraint, if you will, stop them moving. But they are holding a lot of weight, so there's no way that these are coming out anyway. And we've also got, what we've done, you'll see upstairs, we've got these 5-ton, they're just basically cargo straps, and we've put these throughout the building as well. And what this is trying to do is retain the extension to the existing building, and to stop it pulling out, if you will. Now we've got, you know, the weight and the problem of the subsidence propped up. What we're trying to do is just stop everything now moving and retain it to the structure. So it's not as if we're retaining it with still the subsidence. Now that's been cancelled out. These are just to retain this extension part. But we're going to monitor this. We've got to come down once a month, and we've got some measurements, and we'll measure this once a month now and make sure that we're not still getting any further subsidence. If it does, what we can do, they're adjustable, these all these props and soldiers, so we can adjust and keep jacking so that it maintains its current position. We don't want to try and lift it up and take out any of the past subsidence. We just want to retain it where it is now. We'll go upstairs. So what we've done here, you'll see we've got some big, I think it's M24 Threaded Bar. We got this in 3 metre lengths. So what we've done is we've actually fabricated some steel work that sits on the outside of the building. It's 2 pieces of angle iron basically, that just create kind of a corner, if you will, around this corner post, and they've got holes in, so basically these threaded bars are just drilled in and they've got a nut on each side of it. And what these are doing is having some lateral restraint, so this corner post can't move out because this is tied down this building, and then this one runs to the other side of the extension as well, because we're all now in the extension. It runs down to the other side of the extension, and we've got one down there that runs back up on the other side of the building. So what we're trying to do is again tie these corner posts together and then to the building, which is kind of hugging it, if you will, and pulling it back onto the existing building. And then this ratchet strap as well, this goes all the way through back up onto what was originally the outside of the building, and these are everywhere now. It's like a little salt course. And you'll see these bars are running all the way down now, right down, and then we've got another one in the corner here. Exactly the same situation. That makes out that corner, and then this bar then runs back up. Oh, you can actually see on this one here, this is the kind of circumstance that we've got outside. We've got a big metal angled tube plate, and then this is all been packed out with oak as well, and the ones on the outside as well, so that we're not damaging this timber frame with it. So we did make them oversized by about 50mm, I think, and we've packed them all with oak wedges, so we don't damage this timber frame. And we've got another one of these big soldiers in here as well. So the one down below is on that big horizontal beam that runs down. So what we've done is we've measured off, put this one in on the first floor now, which is now taking the beam up above. The small I-beam little strut box that he's in is basically on this post that runs down in the corner, and then this one here that runs down. So these continue up onto the second floor. They're not all one big long beam, they are joined together, but basically it just keeps going up and up. And you'll see we've got more straps in as well, tying the corners back to the building. So we're still on the first floor. We've got some more straps going in. This is kind of the centre. We're still in the extension now. Through this door goes into the original building, but we've got this big post here, and so we've got strapping. Then this one runs off to the corner of the building. This one here is basically capturing the centre of the building. We've got the ends with the threaded bar and the steelwork that we've put in. So this one's just to capture the centre of the building. And then through here, what we've done, you can see exactly the same as what we've done on the ground floor. We put raking props back up to the braces in the building. These have been screwed down through the floor into the beam. There's a beam below here that runs across on each one of these. So we've screwed right down into that beam. Just cut that sleeper on an angle, that's screwed into that, and then two of these actually didn't have any braces in. Someone had took the braces out. So on this side, what we've done is we've made some new braces, but they're just in softwood, and basically all they're there for is to retain this section. We've actually made all the insides so that they work like a proper brace into these mortise joints. Same on here, so they do actually work as a brace. Not the prettiest things that we've ever made, but they do the job. But actually on this side, what we've done, again, braces out, and this is all part of why this building's been listed. We've actually made some new oak beam braces that we've put in. So we've got one here, and then also we've put another one in, another one that was missing, which was this one here. So we made these out of some, it was big 1.4 metre, be 500, be 200, I think, oak. So it's some big lump of oak. So what we've done is we've put put these back in. These posts actually never had any brace mortises in them, so we had to cut the mortises in them. But again, this will help stop that twist. And again, what we're trying to do is keep all this building propped up back that way. So like I said, the subsidence has been stopped now, so this is all just stabilisation work. And we've got a big steel in here as well. What we've had to do, we've put this in because the first tar bar that was near the stairs, that actually runs through into this original side of the building and then runs into that steel there, because we had nothing to actually fix that tar bar that was coming in there. So we put a big steel in there, and the tar bar is then bolted on down in there to that. We'll go have a look up on the next floor. So again here, exactly the same situation as we got down on the first floor. We've got these tar bars that are running in the corners of the building, joining all the sides together. We already talked about that, I'm not going into it again. And then again, it's just a repeat of what we've got downstairs. We've actually slimmed down on the props now. We're not on the big soldier props, we're just on a standard acro prop. Because we're getting up through the building, you know, we're not carrying as much weight, but we've still got this big beam then. Exactly the same situation, big brace in here. This timber is the one that we've propped down at ground level, so you can see how difficult that was and how much weight was on it, because we're still running these beams up. Corner beam's still running up here. And you can tell by the floor, I mean, if I put a level on here, I bet I'd be 8 inches that's actually gone down here. And if you look up on the ceiling, what we've done, we've put some strap restraints in, which are basically capturing the joists onto the wall plate there. So we've put them all the way along this at this level. But what we've done is we've put them on the top side, which you'll see when we go into the attic. We've got the same situation going on with the brace here that runs down, which is capturing this tar bar, which links it all together. We've got more straps in here. Excuse the mess. And then we've got the ratchet straps again, exactly the same as we've got down on the first floor. This one is capturing the centre of the building. That one runs off onto the corner, and then we've got one on the other corner. We've got some nice historic Watland Hall panels, even that someone's lovely put a nice glass around in. And again, in this room, what we've done, see exactly the same as what we've done down below. We've had a new section here for one of the braces that was missing, and we've put these raking props in. You just see the back end of the steel work there that we've put in, just around that beam. And then we've also got another oak beam, another oak brace there that we've put in, that we've made to go in there. We'd have to take some rubber paneling out, I'll show you that in a sec. And then we've got the steel work. Again, we've had to put another beam in there. There's some cracking lovely oak paneling in this. Luckily, someone where we needed to put that beam, someone had kind of retrofitted a door, so we haven't actually disturbed this paneling. It just come away, so I just put a bit of an oak arc set around it, and it was an additional door. But yeah, the paneling is lovely in this room. We'll go up into the attic now and have a look up there. So now we're in the attic space. We don't actually have the elevations, if you will, with the floor level is within the rafter space of the building. So what we've done here is we've just put some straps in again, just to capture this middle section, and we've put these ties, you saw the ones on the underside, but we've put some on the top side as well, tying all this floor back in. And what we're trying to prevent is that going out anymore. So yeah, hopefully with all this now in and done, and we've taken that weight of them 2 posts with the subsidence, that will stabilise it. And basically this, like I said, it's just to restrain what's here and stop any further deterioration, because it's moved so far out to where it wants to be. This is why we need to put this stabilisation in to you know, because it's not acting how it should be built, because you know the levels are out, the floors are out, some of the pegs have cracked and the joints have started to pull apart, so it's not how it should be. So like I say, we're not trying to pull it back together or hold it in, it's just to hold it where it is, just to give it a little hand to keep the building where it is, because like I say, some of the joints aren't where they should be. But yeah, hope you've enjoyed it. See you next time.